Hey girls, it's Katie. This is 10 days postpartum. Can't believe our little girl is 10 days old already. That's just the beginning of me saying that for the rest of her life. I can't believe she's, whatever. I can't believe this much time has passed. But it's so true. She's hanging out behind me. I'll show you guys. There's little Alice. Taking a rest. She is such a good baby, it's ridiculous. So, Alice is 10 days old. She did spend a week in the NICU, so she's been home now for 3 days. My mom left today, so now Mike and I are going to be figuring out what our new normal is for the next week or so. And so far things are pretty much under control. There was like a train wreck in our bedroom, but other than that, the rest of the house seems okay, and we're figuring it out. So every day an adventure. Let me recap where I'm at sort of physically 10 days postpartum, and then we'll touch on where Alice is too. So I'm going to explain a whole lot more of this stuff in the labor and delivery videos. I'm recording this today because time just keeps getting away from me, but I'm going to fill in the blanks with sort of the birth story, and hopefully upload that before this video so it'll all make sense, but here we go. So I was in the hospital 2 days. I had her on early Sunday morning, and I went home Tuesday evening. Pretty much that whole time I was like just really tired and sore and like bruised because I had a long labor. I used so many different positions and pretty like high pressure massage in certain places. So those first 3 days, man, I was just discovering how sore I was and all these muscles I didn't even know I had. But that got better. One thing I hadn't anticipated was I had crazy swelling in my feet. My swelling during the pregnancy was pretty average, I think, and I didn't know that postpartum that could become an issue, but it really did. For almost the whole first week, my feet were just gigantic. I had huge cankles. I just wasn't expecting that at all. So they're totally normal now, and I feel like they've never looked so good. Since I know how bad it can be now. Let's see. My bleeding was very heavy for the first 3 days or so. I used my Peri Pops, although I didn't keep them in the freezer or anything. There was just too much going on. So they're basically like witch hazel pads. But they really helped me. I also used 3 or 4 sitz baths a day when I was in the hospital. I ended up having both tearing and an episiotomy. So despite our best efforts to do the perineal massage for the last 6 weeks of the pregnancy, I still had some issues there. So I've got stitches. To be honest, I don't even really know the full extent of the damage because I'm afraid to look. So I'm just gonna let everything heal and then we'll reassess later. But I'm still having some pain there. Right now, though, the bleeding is, for me, like a light, average sort of period flow, so nothing out of control. Okay, one weird postpartum thing I've got is I have numbness in my hands. And this I noticed during pushing. I'd push for 6 hours, and somewhere during that time I remember hearing myself complain, my fingers are numb. And they just said, you're probably hyperventilating. You need to slow down your breathing. Just try to like collect yourself, and that should go away. So I did. I tried to really slow that down, but the numbness has continued. And before I left the hospital, I mentioned it to every nurse that I saw on every shift, and they all just said, yeah, that's pretty normal. It's probably hyperventilation. It'll start to go away, and it hasn't. So right before I left the hospital, I had a consult with a neurologist who did a bunch of tests and ordered a bunch of labs. And I haven't gotten the results yet back. I've been calling his office all week. to find out sort of what's going on. But the numbness is still there. It's a little bit better than it was. It was my whole hand, not including my thumb, on both hands, where I just have no feeling. And you can tell how pale my skin is. There's just not like normal blood return. So since I've been home from the hospital, which has been about a week now, a couple, like my pinky fingers and my pointer fingers have gotten better, but still the middle fingers, well, like basically these 5 fingers, are super numb, which is really annoying because when I'm nursing, it's difficult for me to hold the position, hold Alice's head in the right way because my hands just don't have the feeling in them. Driving is also pretty weird, so I'm trying not to do that. Anyway, I don't know what's up with that. There are some theories floating around, but until something actually, gets figured out, it's just a totally weird side effect, I guess. And I really hope it goes away soon. My weight the day after I had Alice was down 8 pounds. She was 7 pounds 5 ounces, and so I actually expected to lose more with placenta and fluid and stuff. But I guess with the swelling in my feet and increased breast size and stuff in those, in that first day, it evened itself out. So I was down about 8 pounds. Right now, I believe I'm down 16 at 10 days postpartum. But my scale isn't super accurate, so until I get back for a visit with my midwife and use their scale, I'm not considering that my official weight. Breastfeeding wise, things are going really well. I had pretty sore nipples like the first week. I'd say like my milk came in on about day 4, and so up to that point, it was a little bit stressful, just feeling like I didn't have enough colostrum, and I'm going to talk about this in my NICU video. Just some of like the pushback I got from the nurses because of that. But since my milk has come in, we're good. Actually, I have a little bit of a freezer supply right now because I had to pump while Alice is in the NICU. So I've got like maybe 150 milliliters that I hope to not have to touch for a while. But I haven't had any problems with engorgement. I've just been nursing on demand. And like I said, I was pumping, so that helped. Just really trying to stay hydrated. Every time I sit down to feed her, I try to have a big glass of something for me to drink. And I don't know. So that's going well. I need a nursing bra. I just have a couple like sort of sports bra type, nursing sleep bras. And I need one that'll sort of go the distance for me, since now I'm sort of at that size. I need to somehow this week get out and get that. I'm thinking Target. I don't know. I think they have Bravado bras that are like cheaper than maybe at a department store at Motherhood Maternity or whatever that mall store is. But I don't know. Any tips there? I'll take them. Let's see. Emotion-wise, so because of everything that happened the first week, the sleep deprivation and just the stress of, just not having our baby with us and worrying about her health, the first 5 days or so, like I was pretty much an emotional wreck. But since then I've been okay. Yeah. So my belly, my uterus has gone back to just about normal size. I'm actually a little bit sad about how fast it happened. I was wearing normal clothes, I think the 3rd day after she was born. So the whole pregnancy is really over. We're on to something better, but I do feel a little bit sad about that, just how fast that's changed. So I'll do a belly shot. I think everything has sort of shrunk back to normal really fast because I was nursing so much and pumping. I was getting cramps in that first week, every time I was nursing or pumping, I would get cramps in my uterus, you know, showing that it was sort of contracting back. I was also doing the massage that the nurses showed me how to do, and I've still been drinking the red raspberry leaf tea. So I think everything just in combination. I'll show you guys. Let's see. So this is 10 days postpartum. I did escape with no stretch marks, amazingly. My linea nigra is already going away, it's sort of fading from the outside in, but I imagine that'll be gone probably in another week. It's all gone.